Alrighty guys, so I got the V-band welded up to the HX35 here, or HX35 replica. My existing oil pipe will work. The diesel pump adapter that you would have seen in the previous video for the stock manifold, you have to actually drill out the holes on the manifold because they're for a, I want to say an 8mm hardware, M8 hardware, and this is M10, or possibly actually, sorry, 12. Could be 12mm hole you have to actually drill, and it might be the 10 originally. Either way, you have to take the manifold off, drill it, and then put the manifold back on. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but I did. Space is quite tight for these, so like even that there is a very small gap. But this should be moving in sync with the engine, so that small gap will be fine. But like even for the likes of this, so I managed to make up the pipe for the air intake, which is just a 4-inch pipe, 90 with a 4-inch coupler, and then I just, let me see if I can pull this out. I just cut the original plastic piece to here, put a bit of pipe onto it, welded on a threaded, you see the way it's threaded, internally threaded stainless steel coupler that just happened to have, I think I might have went to do this job before and I gathered up this kind of stuff. So I just welded that around and drilled out, after I welded it, just drilled straight through. And that should give me my breather, because I don't like the idea of running a pipe straight down or running a pipe here and having oil leaks and stuff like that. Like, I prefer having this breather set up as it would be. What else did I have to do? I had to remake my intercooler pipe, not remake it actually, just had to cut it down quite a bit actually, and then that meant I had enough play that I can actually get the 63mm coupler onto the intake manifold, or onto the intake for the turbo. I had to reposition, so on these there is a coolant pipe that comes to here, comes off your housing here, and that's for your, it's a pump, a little tiny pump for your heating, your car, your cabin heating. And I had to actually move it, so you can see, if you look down there, you can see just a little white coupler there, and I moved it back underneath here. That gave me space to actually get the it's all very dense, get the actuator, the area for the actuator to go here, and then I had to just shorten that pipe then. I will have, I think, see this for estates, you have a feed coming up for supplying your rear suspension. I think I'm going to have to put that side and have my actuator sitting out here, so in theory the turbo will have to come in like that around it in future. What else? That's pretty much it. I can show you my actuator did not work. Trying to weld up the actuator just burned straight through, straight away. Let me see if I can find it now, because I probably destituted it a bit. Oh, there we go. So you can see, just burned straight through. It's just thin, it's too thin. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my existing TD5 actuator, that's a Land Rover TD5 actuator, off here, and I might just stick that might do the job. Do you know what I mean? Thread this on, that'll probably get me out. And then I have a boost priority, or a boost adjustment here, so I can actually adjust the pressure before that opens to send the actuator its pressure. I'll just bring you over and show you the exhaust. There's not much to it. My shed is an absolute pigsty as per usual. I'm sure you guys know that by now. So I'd hate touching this stuff. Don't know if anybody's worked with this heat shielding, or fabric heat shielding and stuff, but it's absolutely horrendous stuff. Now this weld did not go that well, so I have an awful lot of cleaning up to do inside. You see that sugaring? I'm going to have to polish that out and just try and clean that all up. And then that's my intercooler pipe that I just shortened. So far that's it, guys. Oh, I had to make up a temporary copper gasket as well to go in between the T3 connection on the manifold adapter to the actual turbo. And I also had to clock the turbos. I had to use that. There's a big circlip on those HX35s. Let me see if I can show you. Pigsty of a shed. Yeah, so there's a big circlip just here. So that I just needed to squeeze that, and I locked it open with a set of vice grips that locked into place. That was fine. Then I could clock this and turn it until I got to the point where I was happy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to have to figure out some system here for getting because I operate my boost pressure off a joint in here. I actually kind of like it that way because I just feel it's closer to the plenum. I know that makes no logical sense, but it's gone through the intercoolers at that stage and everything, so I get a pressure at that point rather than a pressure here. Again, I realised that is absolute horse crap, but I just find I prefer it that way, and it means then my system all works in. So I need to figure out a way to blank off this one here. That whole turbo's coming back off again to get properly fitted now. Once I get going on that, and I have to put in my block connectors, all those kind of things. But it's not the end of the world kind of job. It takes a lot longer than you think it would take. Obviously, everything does on these, but it's not the end of the world kind of job.